Happy Tuesday! It's that time of week again where you get to listen to me tell a funny story, and I'm excited about it. I hope you are. It is a beautiful day in Nashville today. The sun is out, and it only makes me really just long for wedding season and the excitement that the new season brings. But I'll tell you, in a couple months, you'll come to me and I'll be like, I'm so overworked and it's crazy and I'm hot and I'm sweating like crazy hauling flowers and decor at weddings because Nashville wedding season is so hot. The only thing that I can compare it to, and really a good thing that we have an on season and an off season, is it's sort of like having a baby. You go through the process, you plan for the baby, you deliver the baby, and then somehow we have more babies. And so it's a good thing that we have an on season and an off season in the wedding business because it gives us time to forget what we put our bodies through, forget the hot Nashville summer, and be excited about the time when we get to do it all over again. As the night goes on, I see you. Can't pull one over on me. I see you, all of you at events. I see you. And especially those who have just, enjoyed the party a little too much. Maybe this is how they live their life on a regular basis. Maybe this is their normal. Maybe they've never had a drink in their whole entire life and they figure like, tonight is the night. We're gonna tear this place up. It's crazy. Either way, moderation, people, moderation. This is a story about one man that we at Regalo Design, our team affectionately refers to him as Drunk Guy. Drunk Guy. There doesn't have to be another name because he is the only one that can hold this title. He is and will always be Drunk Guy. Partly because of the story that I'm about to share with you, but also because no one knows who he is. We had no clue who he was. He was kind of like the John Doe of a murder mystery. So enjoy this story about the one and only Drunk Guy. It was a beautiful, perfect day, and we were at one of my very favorite venues. It was gorgeous, and I never really saw Drunk Guy until I saw Drunk Guy. The first encounter that I ever had with him was, it was unfortunate. It was a sad situation, but very entertaining. So it was epic. It was epic. I loved it. So those restroom trailers, the really nice restroom trailers that are like nicer than the restrooms that you have in your home. That was where Drunk Guy and I met for the very first time. So it was a little later in the evening. People had been enjoying the party for a while, and the client had these beautiful stone plates made for her wedding. They were gorgeous, but they were handmade stone plates and they were heavy. And I was taking trips back and forth from the kitchen to the bride's parents' car, hauling these plates to pack them up for them so that they could take them when they left the venue. And this was taking me lots of trips, obviously. There were, 300 people there, and I had a lot of plates to haul. So I was going back and forth, and every time I would go back and forth, I passed the restroom trailers. And one time when I walked by, there he was. There was Drunk Guy. He was standing in a very nice blue designer suit. I know he had to have it like custom fit and tailored and everything. So this guy, had his best of his best on. His hair was like perfectly in place. He was in it to win it until he got drunk. And then he wasn't winning anything. So that was the first time that I saw him, was when he was standing, just waiting on the restroom. So I only noticed Drunk Guy because judging from his body movement, it seemed like maybe it was a bit windy up there. He had, he was waiting for the restroom line and he had that sway. Y'all know what I mean by the sway. And you know, it's like these people are trying to hug a wall or something, anything that they can grab onto, but there is nothing around. It's a wide open space, and all they need is to hold on to something or someone to keep them from swaying. They look a little like this. I mean, it was bad, y'all. It was bad. I mean, he was gone. So as I'm hauling plates back and forth, I've got one eye on him, keeping track of him, keeping track of drunk guy. I can't wait. I kind of feel like it's going to be a victory for me when I see him actually get into the restroom stall. I mean, you know, he was fighting it to stand upright. So, you know, as he's stumbling around, he finally makes it to the restroom trailer, and he's walking up the steps, and, you know, he had to have been like, when he got in there, you know, he had to have been like, whew, I made it. And he was probably sitting, not to get all in his business or anything, but I mean, chances are he was sitting, and he was just like, I need a minute to just be in the restroom where there are things to hold on to. And so, you know, I was watching him. I knew he was in there for a while, but I didn't want to interrupt. So I just kind of kept making my trips back and forth with the plates, seeing if I could catch him come out, because I knew when he came out it would be more entertainment. Things changed pretty quickly. All of a sudden, my staff was like summoned to rescue drunk guy. And all we heard was like banging and yelling and screaming, and he had locked himself in the restroom trailer. And you know what else? He had clogged the toilet. And so there was water flowing everywhere. And he was like, help me! Help me! Get me out of here! I mean, like just banging, 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 banging. He had to be freed from the restroom trailer. And you know, we're running up to the trailer. The guests are looking at us like, good luck with that. Now, to all of you sober people out there that are watching this video, hopefully you're sober in the middle of the day. But all he needed to do was unlock the door that he locked. But when you are a drunk guy, you cannot put all this together in your head. You just can't figure it out. All you know is that you are trapped in a little box with this raging river flowing, and it is like about to drown you. You are suffocating, and all you know is that you've got to get out of here. So we, the good people that have come to save him, were on the outside yelling, unlock the door! Just unlock the door! Unlock it! You will be free! It will set you free. All you need to do is unlock the door, bro. Unlock it, drunk guy. Oh, I could not wait to see what kind of condition he was gonna be in. So after a lot of back and forth and hearing, you know, this rushing water coming from the trailer, he unlocks the door. It was a miracle. It was like a fish out of water. He was literally gasping like, I can breathe again. I have been rescued. Thank you. Thank you, Regalo Design. He was a holy hot mess when he popped out of that restroom trailer. You know, that nice suit, it was wet, real wet. And his hair, like when he went in, you know, his hair was all nice and put together, and when he came out, it was like he was just in there just like grasping his hair like, I'm gonna die. I mean, to him and in his brain and in his slowed down brain and his swaying body, he probably really did think he was gonna die. So he made it down the stairs, and I will never forget, he turned about 15 feet from the restroom trailer. This was really fun. And he just turned and he just looked at the restroom trailer. He just stared at it while he was swaying. He was just staring at that restroom trailer. He was looking at that restroom trailer like, you thought you got me. You didn't get drunk guy. Drunk guy escaped because I unlocked the door. You're not gonna win, restroom trailer. Not today. Not taking me. Sadly, I had to get back to work. Although I wanted to sit there and observe him for another 20 minutes, looking at that piece of aluminum or whatever the restroom trailer's made out of, almost take his life. I had to get back to work. I had things I had to do, and so I was like, check. Drunk guy survived. Way to go, drunk guy. You made it. Congratulations. I gotta get back to work. You're safe. So I'm still making trips back and forth from, you know, moving these plates and you know, checking in on the bride and groom, making sure they're good and the family. And so I remember seeing him, you know, on all those trips I was going back and forth. And then all of a sudden, I didn't see drunk guy anymore. And so, you know, it was a quick thought like, hey, wonder where drunk guy went. Wonder where he's off to. What kind of adventure is he on now? Where's he gonna need to be rescued from? And mind you, the property had like, you know, trees and paths and things that drunk guy could have gotten really lost on, and we may never see drunk guy again. But, you know, as I'm sort of cleaning up the event and I'm finishing it up and everything, I'm just hoping that whoever came with drunk guy finds him and takes him home. He came with you. Like, be responsible. If you come to a wedding and your plus one gets drunk, becomes drunk guy, y'all, take care of them. Watch over them like they're your little babies so that I don't have to babysit them. Please, that would be nice. At this point, it was time for me to send my team up to the bridal suite to clean. So they were up there for about an hour, which this is gonna be a very important part of the story in a little bit. But they cleaned, you know, they were wiping down the counters, they were vacuuming, they were putting the dishes in the dishwasher. They were making sure that the bridal suite was in pristine condition, like we received the bridal suite. So we always wanna leave places in a better condition than when we got them in the morning. So they were up there for about an hour cleaning and making sure that everything in the bridal suite was good to go. So it was the end of the night and everything, you know, the bride and groom had their sparkler exit. We had gotten all the guests onto the shuttle and they were leaving the property. And really it was just our team and the rental company that was there and the venue manager was there, and we were just breaking down the event. So we were at that point in the night, which is a fun night. It's a fun time in the night, you know, where you can kind of just talk about things that had happened. And you know, drunk guy was one of our things that we talked about, and you know, him getting stuck in the restroom trailer. So we had a good time chatting about that. But really, we were breaking down. Everyone was gone. We were getting everything, you know, loaded up and taking the trash and getting ready to get off of property. So let me tell you about the venue manager. So he is a dear friend of mine, and I love him so much because, you know, he's a by the books kind of guy. You know, if he says, hey, I'm gonna be here for this, he's gonna be there. Or if that's gonna be there for that, it's gonna be there. Whatever he says goes. So he's very, you know, you follow by the book. So he was, you know, getting ready to bed down for the night because he lives further from the venue. And so he is able to sort of just stay there overnight until the next morning, and then he can go home. And so he was getting ready to bed down. He was, you know, probably in his like boxer shorts. I mean, I don't know what you're wearing at night, but he was getting in his jammies. Whatever his jammies looked like, he was there. And you know, when you are kind of in an unfamiliar place, that's like, it's a familiar place, but it's not your home, you tend to like hear things and just sort of like wonder what that sound was and stuff. So, you know, he was getting the lights turned off, laying on the couch, getting ready to go to sleep. It was 3:30, 4 in the morning, and it was time, you know, we had all left and he was ready to kind of shut down the day. So really, this is like early morning. The sun is probably about to come up, honestly. And so he is just getting to get some shut eyes. So I'm pretty sure it was about this time that he was almost He was almost in his happy place. He was almost there. And then he heard one more sound. You know what it was? Pop! It's drunk guy in the bridal suite. Drunk guy. He pops out of the closet and he's like stumbling. And he's like in the bridal suite at 4 in the morning. The venue manager looks to him and goes, "You are not supposed to be here." And that is so something that he would say because, you know, by the book, drunk guy wasn't supposed to be there. This was confusing to him. He was a little bit like, I was almost in my happy place. I was almost dreaming. And all of a sudden, pop goes drunk guy out of the closet. You are not supposed to be here. Y'all, I mean, this was a moment that I did not get to see, but I would love to have seen this moment because can you imagine getting everybody off the property? You're the only guy that has the key. You're locking it all down and out pops drunk guy. Scares the bejeez out of you. You know it did. And so as the venue manager is trying to like focus on what just happened and that he's got now a situation on his hands and all of us are gone, he's like, well, what do I do with drunk guy? What do I make a new buddy? What's his name? Where's he from? Why are you in the bridal suite? How did you get up here? Now remember, my staff cleaned the bridal suite for an hour and drunk guy was in there. He was just being very quiet. He was just being very quiet in that closet. And so he decides that he's got to figure out how to get him off of property. And so they end up calling an Uber and just so gracious of what the venue manager did for him. I mean, here he was almost in his happy place and then now he knew he had hours with drunk guy left for the night. So he takes him down to the front of the property and he, there was a gate at the entrance. So he takes him, past the gate and they're waiting on his Uber to get there, and he's talking to, I mean, can you imagine, like, what kind of small talk do you have with drunk guy? That must have been a really good conversation. Like, drunk guy, you are awesome. So anyways, he drives him down, they're waiting on his Uber. The Uber driver gets lost. And so he ends up having to take him like a little off property down to where the GPS sent the Uber driver. Shirley, and it was a female Uber driver. And Shirley, she's getting this call at like 4:30 in the morning. Like, I promise you, we are about to roll up on you and you are going to get a guy and he's going to get in your car. And y'all, he was covered in things, water, other, body things that happen to you when you use the restroom. I mean, stinky, drunk guy in your Uber. So she graciously waited and picked him up so that the venue manager didn't have to drive him all the way to Nashville. So as much as I love drunk guy, I mean, I might love him more than his friends. The venue manager, asked him one time, like, hey, let me see, like, what's going on your phone? And there were no missed calls, no messages, nothing. It's like drunk guy's friends were just like, they abandoned him. They were like, go fend for yourself, drunk guy. Find your own way home. And here he was, restroom trailer, bridal suite, and now we were waiting on an Uber at 4:30 in the morning. So, if you go to a wedding, seriously, people, and you bring someone and they have a little too much fun, they decide that they're gonna make it about themselves and they're gonna have a good old celebration, leave with them. Make sure that they're with you when you leave so that, because who knows where this guy could have ended up. Seriously, I mean, if the venue manager hadn't been so gracious and kind, I mean, he could have been off in the woods. He could have been never found. I mean, drunk guy could have seriously gotten hurt. But I'm thankful that drunk guy's okay. But I'll tell you, we got the photo booth pictures back after the wedding, And I was like, murder mystery is gonna be solved here. I'm gonna figure this out. And I was looking at all the pictures, and I saw drunk guy in the pictures with people. He came with people. And I saw them, and I was like, y'all, take care of drunk guy. So just let that be a lesson learned, that you take care of those that you bring to a wedding. So I do want to point out to y'all just how stellar and how amazing this venue manager is. And I so appreciate him because, you know, I always tell people, you know, hire those vendors that will go over and above what they're expected to do to make it a great day for you. Now, this didn't directly impact the bride and groom, but it was one of their guests. And our job as, you know, those that are working weddings is to take care of the guests and take care of the family. And so we work really hard to do that. And so I just want to applaud the venue manager for really doing a great job of doing something that he didn't have to do, nor did he probably want to do it. He was wanting to go to sleep. And so I thank him for that, because that really means a lot to me, and I know it meant a lot to the clients to go over and above and do something that you didn't really have to do. So I thank you for that. I hope you guys enjoyed that story about drunk guy. Don't ever be drunk guy or drunk girl. If you get the sway, y'all, just sway on down to the ground and just lay down and go to sleep, because there's nothing good that happens after the sway hits you. Nothing good. So thank you for stopping by. I enjoyed our time together today. I hope y'all enjoyed this story, and I look forward to seeing y'all next week. Have a great week.